everybody, my name is Tucker, and welcome back to our Russian Fishing for Float Fishing character. Today, we are back at Mosquito, and we're back hunting for one of the three fish we don't have a trophy here at. We are missing frog trophies, we are missing perch trophies, and we're missing the eyed trophies. So, starting off with a 905 gram eyed. A little bit early, but about time to go ahead and get out. So, on the rods, all three rods have a size 1 hook on. All three rods have pea porridge or bait. All three rods have a 15 meter clip. The bolo rod there has a depth of 2 meters. And we're over here at 76.86 and hoping to get our trophy eyed. Definitely seeing a nibble on the bolo rod. Because it was 15 meters, I knew I couldn't quite cast out a telestick, so I decided to go with a bolo rod instead. Still getting nibbles. And I missed it. That's unfortunate. Worth a try, though. But the float has popped up as it had been. I had to try that. At least yesterday evening when I checked our weekly telescopic record, black carp that we caught last episode, we had been bumped out of number 1. We are still number 2 global, and guarantee you, all but guarantee, I'm going to say we've got guarantee, but I expect we are number 1 in the US by far still. So definitely a good day. Last episode. Again, we're kind of in silver saving mode right now. I am looking forward to getting up to level 26. So we still have a good ways to go. We've got, looks like 170,000. Yeah, 172. Oh, last episode we hit 1,000 fish and I didn't realize it. Just saw that right now. So we're 170,000 XP away from leveling up. And then we've got to level up again. So we got a ways to go. But that will unlock Amber, and that will unlock the match rods. It's been a little bit slow going for Ide today. And with it being daytime, they're usually more of a nighttime fish. We'll keep an eye on it, though, since I did get some nibbles during the day. Checking why my phone just made noise real quick while keeping an eye on the bolo rod. And have the dog snoring next to me. He was using my belly as a pillow earlier. There's some nibblage. That's a good sign. I'm hearing the bottom rod pull some drag. This is a decent fish. There we go. Kind of glad I didn't pause. I was thinking about it, and then this thing bit. I don't know if it's going to be a trophy. $1.255. Not a trophy. Oh, excuse me. Just had a big old hiccup. We'll keep things up and see what we can get. I think a trophy eyed is Can't remember actually. I have to go look it up real quick. 4 kilos. That's what I was. I had 4.4, but I'm pretty sure that's bream. Yeah, breams are 4.4. Ides are 4 kilos. So we got a ways to go. Does looks like there was someone else here fishing for Ide as well when I first got started. So hopefully we see a few more. Come on, Bullerod. I haven't done a lot of bolo rod fishing recently either, so I figured it was time. That in a 15-meter clip, I'm not going to get out 15 meters on a um, telescopic rod. It looks like TV may get back to normal a little bit. The Writers Guild of America just authorized to end their strike. Still have uh, I think the Screen Actors Guild is still on strike though too. So not going to fix anything. I'm not a big TV watcher. I don't even have cable or anything like that. I don't even have broadcast antennas. I don't have time between all the fun stuff I've had to do recently for the 4 letter W word and recording videos and things like that. I just don't have time to watch TV. Got it. So there, I picked it up, and then when the float was being pushed up, I right clicked to set the hook and the fish. And it's a decent ream. That's why I was pushing it upwards. 1.792, 1300 XP. 98 kilo poor beagle. That would have been fun to catch. Guess I better zoom in so I can actually see the float. Oh, it just. I saw the line go slack and I was confused. It's because I never actually locked it. And there is a decent amount of wind. There's a 4 mile per second wind out. Do it every time. 4 meter per second wind out there. Man, a 4 mile per second wind. 240 miles an hour. No, that's 8. 4 meter per second is 8, almost 9 miles per hour. So pretty reasonable wind out there. Now we're getting into when I'd expect to catch some good bream, hopefully. I think I said bream. I meant to say I'd may catch bream too with bee porridge. Float is definitely getting blown. Saw it pop up. That's why I picked the rod up. Might have already scared the fish off, though. We'll see. Just going to hold on to the rod for a second. That looks like I scared it off. It wasn't just getting blown over. And well, come on, fish. Oh, come on. That should have got me a fish. It's interesting. Every fish I've caught so far has been on 3. Just making sure I didn't have a weird setup on 3 compared to 2. Only thing that's different is the hook itself. On. Oh. I saw it start running there, and I think it scared itself off. That's unfortunate. Back? Oh. Nope, this time it's on 2. Come on, fish. Come on. You know you want a fishy. It's amazing how much the wind's blowing. I just tightened that float up. Come on, fish. I did not expect it to be quite this slow. Did not expect it to be this slow. But it's fishing. You're not always going to catch a fish. on, fish. Come on, fishy fish. And it's roll upside down time. Am I being that boring, Rocky? My thigh is now a pillow. Come on, fishy, fishy fish. Come on, fish. Come on, fish. All right, I'm going to take a pause. When we hook something, I'll be back, but this is way too slow for content. All right, we are back. It's probably 2.5 hours in game later. Finally got a bite. And it doesn't look like it's anything special. Not even a marker. So, probably going to go back to paused again, and if we get something, we'll be back. Just with how slow it is, I don't want to be wasting too much time. And we'll go through the day and see what we get. So, I'm going to go ahead and pause, and we'll be back in a few. All right, I decided to switch over and give the telestick a try, and ended up with that small roach. So put a size 1 hook on, pea porridge. Still 2 meter depth, casting it out as far as I can. That was a pretty quick bite on it though. So we'll see what happens. Almost looks like we got another bite going. Either that or 2 meters is too deep, which is also possible. But I saw this almost as soon as I cast it out as well too, so we'll keep an eye on it here for a second. Been no nibbles on the bottom rods through the night. So I'm very glad I decided to pause. I was just running out of stuff to talk about. My brain's kind of worn out between a long call on Friday night and then 9 hour call yesterday. I'm pretty well brained out. And another fun time today. Come on, fish. Come on, fish. Take the bait. I do want to shallow it up a little bit. I think it's just a 10 centimeters too deep. I think it's actually sitting on the ground right now. Go back to 1.85 and actually, put some oomph into the cast. That's better. Yeah, it was definitely sitting on the ground. That is definitely sitting a lot better. You know what I just realized? I think I have eyed ground bait, and I did not put eyed ground bait on these rods. I need to check that when I bring this in. Knew something felt weird. Tiny chub. Let's see if I'm been dumb this whole time. That's why it's been slow. That's why it's been slower than I thought it should be. I'm an idiot. All right. Let's see if that helps. It seemed to look like some nibbles here. I don't think it was, though. All right, I'm going to pause again and we'll see what happens now that I actually have ground bait on. So it's 6:50. We'll see when we come back. All right, it is 7:30. I did just get a bite. I am going to have to step away. After bringing this fish in for a second, someone is giving me the international signal that he would like to go take care of some business. But this fish bit right away. So nice 1.134 kilo bream. So we'll cast this back out, see if we get an eyed. And I will step away again. This time I'm not going to be at the computer for a few minutes. Unless it's a bite on two. It was not. That was just three getting tight. So we'll be back again after I go take the dog outside for a second. All right, we are back. It's about an hour and a half later in game. Not too long. Definitely got the international signal from the dog that he needed to pee. And I'm glad I listened to him. So I have no idea how long this fish has been on here, for how worn out it is, but a nice 1.241 kilo eyed, 67.2% on the bottom fishing. All right, now I actually have the laptop on my lap too. So we'll see if ground bait does anything better through the day. But I'll pause for a few minutes. If the activity picks up, we'll stay here. If not, I'll do kind of some in and out stuff just because of how slow eyed fishing has been today so far. So be back in a few. All right, we are back. I came back and tried to catch a fish real quick on float and hit the wrong button. Instead of hitting the button to unpause, I hit the button to start and stop the recording. So I did catch an 867 gram eyed on float. I basically grabbed and completely took off running. Didn't even do what it's doing right now. There was no nibbles or anything like that. It was just immediately underwater and running. So in my panic to try and catch it, I ended up killing the recording. Luckily, I realized that a few minutes into it. So this means I got to do a little work to combine the two videos together here in a little bit. We only have 9 fish so far. It has not been the best day. I did recast rod 2. It looked like it had moved and was just kind of hanging straight down. So I didn't think it was in the right place, so I moved it. So I probably lost a ground bait there, but whatever. Trying to tell if that's just waves or if that's a fish trying to nibble on the float. I think it's just waves, which is unfortunate. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. One of those it's hard to tell moments. Come on, fish. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. Still don't think there's actually a fish on. All right, I'll pause again. If we get something, I'll be back. All right, we are back again. Another couple hours later. Got a nice fish here on rod 3 that's actually pulling a little bit of drag. So hopefully it turns out to be a decent fish. Have not seen any nibbles on the float rod. Rod 2 hasn't done anything, but we got a 1.395 kilo-eyed. We'll cast back out. And I'll go ahead and pause again. I may end up doing kind of a two-day fishing trip. We're actually coming up on a full hour here with me pausing in and out. So may go a little bit long, but with me pausing, you all probably won't even notice that. So I'll be back in a bit. We're back again, and another fish on rod 3. Not quite as good as the last one. Might not even be a marker. We'll see. Nope, 683 gram bream. Nothing special there. Go ahead and pause again, and if we end up with something, we'll be back. And we're back a few minutes later, about 2 hours in game later, and another fish on rod 3. One's a little bit bigger than the last one, so hopefully a marker. It is an eyed, so it is a marker. 924 gram eyed, 531 XP. I'm wondering, the spots I were seeing were they were aiming more over this way, but it seems like I'm catching more eyed if I'm aiming this way. So I'm gonna aim rod 2 a little bit over and see if we can't get something. If I cast off to the right a little bit more. Which is very interesting that rod 1 or rod 3 has been very active, and rod 2 despite having a very similar hook. This Series 3 hook, so a little bit kind of a wider bottom. That's attracting fish differently, but what do I have on this one? I'm actually going to switch this hook. Now that I think about it, let's put the hook that's not doing too well over here on this rod, because this is not an ideal rod anyway for what we're doing. And let's put the rod or the hook that's a little bit more similar to what's happening on 3 on rod 2 here, and see if that helps us out. And we got another fish on 3. Keep porridge again. All right. Again, this one doesn't feel like anything amazing, but it's a fish. A little roach. Yep, 244 gram roach. Noticed right as I went to cast there that I did not have any more ground bait. So luckily caught it before I cast out and had to reel it all the way back in. Again, I expect things to pick up at night. Maybe this time it actually will with ground bait. So I'll pause and be back in a few. All right, we are starting to get a nibble. I was honestly about to just say I'm done because we hadn't gotten anything. We're 6 hours later in game, and it looks like we got a nibble, and that's all. I don't think there was ever really a fish. We'll wait just a second. And nope, nothing. So I've lost interest. It's 9 o'clock. I've got to stitch these 2 videos together. So I'm going to go ahead and reel everything in. I'd love more fish, but didn't get it. And I think there's the episode title. Oh. With my brain as shot as it is, stupid puns make me laugh. Yeah, well, we'll grab our free food as we run by. So 13 fish. I'm going to say 25 silver. Yeah, 48. Actually, a hell of a lot better than I expected. Looking at the cafe. Needed 5 roach. We had 2. Nothing. 48 silver for an hour and a half. Not too happy. Hope you all enjoyed. We'll be back again tomorrow over on the spin character, and we'll see you then. Bye now.